Last night, 8 runs against the Marlins, highlighted by Bryce Harper's first 2-homer game, including a tape measure shot to the upper deck. The bullpen stepped up to complete the task, and the losing streak now a distant memory. Tonight, they begin an 11-game homestand against the Cardinals, with playoff implications for both clubs. Edwin Jackson tries to beat the team he helped win a championship less than 1 year ago. Batting average and runs. The Nats have owned the best ERA. Something's got to give. That's the big matchup for the weekend. Lineups and first pitch coming up from Nationals Park. The defending world champions are in town. Brought to you by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. And by Burger King. Come play family food where every game piece has a prize. It's a nice night for a boat ride. It's going to be 90 degrees at game time here. And a lot of folks are fashionably late. Not what you would call by any means a big crowd or even a good crowd for a Thursday night here at the ballpark. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. So it's 90, humidity down 49% as Edwin Jackson takes the mound. Last year, Edwin played for the Cardinals, and now he will face these guys this year. And Yadier Molina, look at that career matchup. The guy they call Yadi, 7 for 8 with a home run against Jackson. Matt Holliday has 4 hits against him. Holliday's been one of the hottest hitters in the league, but the Cardinals are coming off 2 consecutive shutouts at Pittsburgh, and they haven't scored a run in their last 21 innings. NFP, as usual, when Edwin takes the mound, will keep an eye on him early because he often gives up early game runs. If he can get beyond that, he could be tough for St. Louis tonight.
Yeah, last time out Friday at Philly, he took the 4-2 loss in the series opener. He allowed 3 runs on 7 hits over 6 innings of work, struck out 8, walked 2, threw 107 pitches, 67 for strikes. It's time for our Mazda defensive alignment. Let's check out the Nats on defense tonight. Morris, Harper, Worth in the outfield. Desmond Zimmerman on the left side. Espinosa LaRoche on the right side. And Jesus Flores getting the nod behind the plate.
John Jay will lead off for St. Louis. They are 71-59, 8 games behind Cincinnati. The Reds are off tonight. One final today at home. The Phillies beat the Mets 3-2, and this one's underway, and Jay goes up hacking. So we're underway at 7:06. Mark Wegner, 14-year veteran, has the plate. Mike Muchlinski, Brian Knight, and crew chief Mike Winters on the bases. That ball is just a little bit low, a little bit inside, evidently. John Jay, 27-year-old outfielder from Miami, a second rounder back in 06. Played for the U. He's a Hurricane. 3 years. He was an All-American there. And that's a great changeup that Edwin pulls out to the first hitter of the game. Really took a lot off that breaking ball.
And the breaking ball's key for Edwin Jackson every time out, and so far so good. Went with a curveball right there at 80, straight down.
Man, that's that killer breaking ball that he features, and that's going to be right in there as he goes in with 96. And after the slow one, John Jay could not pull the trigger.
The Cardinals have been struggling offensively, haven't scored in 21 innings. John Jay now 6 for 25 on this road trip. A well-placed fastball by Jackson. 96 on the black. I always say with Edwin Carp, he's going to let you know what kind of night it's going to be very early.
That's right. Doesn't usually take too long. Carlos Beltran's had a really good year. Do you think the Giants regret not signing him? He wasn't going to be cheap. He's hit 28 homers, 3rd in the league, driven in 85 runs, also 3rd in the league. And he's combined with Matt Holliday for 175 RBIs. These guys have been amazing this year.
Yeah, but those are numbers that he couldn't have put up in AT&T Park. It's impossible.
Good call. There's Holliday hitting behind him with 90 batted in. And Edwin's got some good stuff going early here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Beltran left-handed, hitting .270, and he's only seen Edwin twice in his career. He's 0 for 2. That's going to be another called 3rd strike. 88 on the outside corner. And now can he do something with Matt Holliday to really make this a special first inning?
That's the slider from Edwin, and if he has it going on early, look out. So good curveball at 80 for a strikeout John Jay. To strike out John Jay, I should say. And then right there with Beltran, a little backdoor slider. Looking sharp early.
Matt Holliday's a guy with a lot of power, but he always hits for average. 306 this year. He's 4th in the league in hits, and not many power guys can do something like that. Holliday in his 9th year, a .315 career hitter coming in. And he's also reached base to the tune of 380. That's 9th most in the league. And Edwin's got some guys befuddled early in this one.
He got good movement on everything. That was a fastball at 94 that had some late sink to it.
4 for 13 career with a home run against Jackson. And with the target off the inside corner, he barely misses in there. Holliday 0 for his last 8. Some of the St. Louis bats went into a slumber over there at PNC Park in Pittsburgh.
Check out the repertoire for Edwin Jackson. And this is what the Cardinals are going to see tonight, and a couple already have. Fastball, slider, changeup, curve. They'll cut the fastball occasionally, sink it as well. And when the slider's going, look out. So far, so good.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Up the middle. It would have been an easy out for Espinosa, and now it'll be a base hit as Edwin deflected that ball where Danny had to range far over to get it.
And just a ball that probably Espinosa would have had, but as a pitcher, that's a natural reaction. You're thinking that ball's hit right to me. Espinosa was right behind Jackson. And Matt Holliday can run, getting down the line, smelling an infield knock. And he gets one.
And quite a way for a big power hitter to get his 1,500th career hit. He's aboard with 2 outs for Alan Craig. So that busted an 0 for 8 for Holliday, and Craig is also 0 for 8 as he steps in. St. Louis as a ball club hitting .276. That's obviously the highest batting average in the National League. The Rangers are at .278. St. Louis leads the league in runs. They're 7th in home runs. They're not a running ball club like they used to be. They were dead last in steals last year, and they won the World Series. This year they're 12th. Edwin's using that breaking ball and throwing it up there pretty slowly tonight. That's the second one that he's thrown right around 80 miles an hour at Pete. Just kind of let that thing drop straight down.
That curveball will run in the upper 70s, lower 80s. Slider in the mid to upper 80s. But that 12-6 bender he's got going is short and tight and late right now. And everything for Edwin Jackson's been down. And that's key when you're facing a ball club like the Cardinals. It's trying to elevate him. A lot of pop throughout this lineup.
Holliday with a short lead on a 1-2 pitch. And Craig goes around on a pitch way outside. Edwin Jackson strikes out the side, gives up an infield hit, and one of the best starts in any game he's been off to this year. Usual lineup these days. They will bump Michael Morse up to the 4th spot against an opposing left-hander, and that's what they've done here tonight. See your authorized Dodge dealer. Experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive or go to Dodge.com and check out the powerful lineup. Bryce Harper got his batting average back up to 250. He was the Nats' best hitter on that road trip, going 300 with a couple of home runs and 3 RBIs last night. And they'll face Jaime Garcia. He's made 3 career starts against the Nats. He's beaten them twice with an ERA of 1.65. But Garcia not nearly as sharp this year, FP, as he has been the last 2 years. He's gone 13-8, 13-7, and this year just 3-5.
He's had a shoulder impingement where he missed some time. He's had a sore elbow at times. But last time out on the 25th against Cincinnati, took his 4th straight loss. Gave up 4 runs on 7 hits over 6 innings. Struck out 5, walked 2. Through 87 pitches, 62 for strikes.
Jason Worth hitting .330 over 24 games since coming off the DL. He's 2 for 10 with a career RBI against Garcia. And Jaime misses with 90, ball 1. Nats beat the Cardinals 4 out of 6 last year. If I remember right, the Nats swept them here, and the Nats got swept in St. Louis. 2-0. It's been so long since we've seen these guys. It's like they're not even in the National League. And they probably feel the same way. And the Nats will play their final weekend of the season in St. Louis before they come home to finish things off. So very odd scheduling, but a couple of really good contending ball clubs getting together. And Jason Worth will take that one. 3-1.
Had a great take right there by Worth. You're heading the count 2-1. You're thinking, I'm getting a fastball right. I'm Larry leadoff all of a sudden. You get a 2-1 changeup and spit all over it. Good take.
There's a leadoff walk by Jason Worth. So for some St. Louis observers who might be wondering, how can you lead off a guy like that? Well, that's because he's got a great batting eye.
Well, if you are a St. Louis observer, you got about 8 different channels to pick from tonight. Let's set the defense for the Cardinals tonight behind Garcia. Holiday, Jay Beltran on the outfield. Furcall Freeze on the left side. Schumacher Craig on the right side. And Yadier Molina doing the catching. ESPN Radio here. MLB Network.
Yeah.
The booth is full.
It's an announcers convention up here. John Shambi and Chris Singleton?
Yes.
And then John Smoltz is here with Matt Vasgersian. Chris Myers is here for the Fox game on Saturday. And, of course, the regular complement of St. Louis and Washington announcers. Man, you'd have a tough time finding anybody to pick up a check in this group.
Well, get used to it. That's the way it's going to be the rest of the way, right?
Look at the cameras. This is first place, folks. Bryce Harper has never faced Garcia. Short lead by Worth. And by the way, Jaime Garcia this year in the first inning, an 8.31 ERA, 15 hits, 12 earned runs, 10 walks in 13 games coming in.
And Garcia has gotten better as his career has progressed, but he's a guy that if something goes wrong behind him, the wheels have a tendency to fall off quick.
Harper takes one upstairs, and it's 2-0.
I mean, when he's cruising, he's cruising. All systems go. He's as good as any lefty, but you know, when there's a little bump in the road, a speed bump, maybe an error, a big inning behind him, he's gotten better at it, but he has a tendency to lose it.
Time for Bryce Harper to be smart. That's a smart swing. That ball heading for the bullpen. He's done it again. The Nats lead 2-0. And Bryce Harper is sprinting around the bases. As opposed to a majestic upper deck shot last night, this was a low laser that simply overpowered the entire ballpark.
Just a knockdown 2-iron that got out of here in a second. And guess what? There goes the no-hitter.
In a big way.
Big way. No hitter, shutouts.
Harper's 15th RBI total shoots up to 42. Here's Ryan Zimmerman. It's only the 4th home run given up by Garcia this year.
I mean, right here you're saying, get over the second baseman's head. All of a sudden it's his 15th home run of the year. Cool moment last night. We usually don't talk about what happens on the airplane on the flight. But he sat down in his seat and he said, I passed the Mick tonight. And I'm thinking to myself, how many times are you ever going to hear that in your life?
Yeah.
He passed Mickey Mantle in home runs at age 19. Mickey had 13. Bryce hit his 14th last night, his 15th right here. But a guy that idolized Mickey Mantle, that's why he wears number 34. Number 7 is his favorite number.
And Garcia there pulls the string on Zimmerman.
And how cool is it that a 19-year-old is aware that he passed Mickey Mantle? Sat down, said, I passed the Mick tonight. I don't think I'll ever forget that.
Zimmerman 1 for 6 against Garcia. Nats have hit their 139th home run. And right now, Jaime Garcia is getting himself in trouble by falling behind. He was ahead of Zimmerman. Now it's back even. But he's got some big guns to deal with here, with Morse on deck and then LaRoche. Zimmerman hammers a ball. Backhanded by Rafael Furcal, who has one of the great arms of any shortstop in baseball. Discover Kia's full lineup of high-quality, stylish, and dependable vehicles. To learn more, visit Kia.com. So home runs as a teenager. He's got a chance to catch Tony C before this season is over.
I think he wants to hit 20. That's his goal.
Well, he's enhanced his chances the last 2 nights.
Oh, and I forgot to throw out my favorite stat on the planet. Nats are 50.
When the Nats score first?
Yeah, 56 and 16 when they score first. I'm not a stat guy, but I just love that one.
I'm going to make you a geek.
No, you're not.
Once and for all.
No shot.
What do you say, Carter? Let's make him into a geek just like we are.
Can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Talking to our stats buddy up here, Carter Myers, the pride of Harrisonburg, Virginia. That ball tails to the outside corner on Michael Morse, and the count's 1-1. Michael is 3 for 7 career against Garcia, and a punishing .417 career against St. Louis.
That was a combo last night, right? To put the Nats up 2-0. Worth aboard.
Yep.
Harper a homer. Same thing here tonight in the first.
Worst possible thing for a pitcher, a walk and a blast.
Best possible thing if you're a Nats fan.
Changeup, 3-1. And if Garcia has to throw a fastball over the plate here, which he'd be crazy to do, look out. LaRoche is next. Michael hit a ball last night in Miami. That was a triple that would be halfway up the hill in center field here. He throws him an outstanding 3-1 changeup.
That got his thumb. You know, you got a jam thumb. Anytime you swing and miss, it's going to hurt. And check out the swing, and then he shakes his left wrist after. So big swing, right? He's thinking what you're thinking, Carp. And then right there, you see hand off the bat.
Yep. He gets another one. That was actually 90, a little harder, and then it's to the right side and handled by Skip Schumacher.
Let's check out Jaime Garcia and his stuff. Fastball, cutter, changeup, curve. Going to turn that fastball over two-seam variety. And got a good changeup. Move the ball in and out. Curveball's good as well. Well, key to that whole sequence was Jason Worth laying off that 2-1 changeup to start this game off.
Yeah. A borderline pitch. So Adam LaRoche steps in, batting .260, showing some signs of life now. 4 for his last 12 on the road trip. St. Louis will play a shift, but not a dramatic one, as Furcal stays on the left field side of second base.
See, that's a good shift.
Yeah.
That's not one of those crazy ones.
That's not severe shiftage.
That's serious shiftage, and I have to be careful saying that. But yeah, when you put 4 guys on one side of the infield against LaRoche, that's just silly. That's a pro shift.
And a 1-1 pitch. LaRoche fouls it straight back. Adam had a really impressive swing for his first base hit last night. He just rifled one to left center. That was 2 batters after the Harper home run that put the Nats on top. And then Morse drove him home with the triple. Then the Desmond hit, so the Nats put a 4 spot on the board last night, but they've got a crooked number earlier here tonight. That's a swing and a foul tip, and it just wouldn't stay in the glove of Yadier Molina. The only thing Molina does that's just like a human behind the plate, no catchers can hold on to foul tips. Everything else, he is a superior catcher.
Well, he's got to work on that then.
Yeah.
Got to get out
that's
here
all luck.
2 o'clock and work on foul tips.
Yeah. Close. 2-2. But Yadier Molina, just he wants something to think about for this series. The Nats a decent running team, 82 steals, but he's thrown out 45% of runners. We'll see how his shoulder is after that collision in Pittsburgh on Tuesday. LaRoche, solid contact. So every batter that Jaime Garcia retired hit the ball hard. Bryce Harper just happened to murder that one. A low laser into the bullpen, and on Harper's 15th, the Nats lead early 2-0. By a couple, and with that number 2 in mind, this inning presented by Luna. Call for the Luna double. Get your second room of flooring free at 877-241-LUNA.
At first inning, Edwin Jackson sharp, and like I said, he'll let you know early with his off speed what kind of night it's going to be, but he kept the fastball down, had some cut action on a pair of 94 eaters, and he went with a couple of nasty curveballs and sliders to back him up. Good start for Edwin.
He faces Yadier Molina, who's been amazing against Jackson over the years. 7 out of 8. I thought Dan Uggla's numbers against Strasburg were impressive until I saw this. David Freese and Skip Schumacher to follow. Yadier Molina has turned himself into a very good big league hitter. He's third in the league at .325, by far the best average he's ever had. Maybe you could see this coming. He hit .305 last year, 8th in the league.
And like Michael Morse on the swing of the miss, you could see with Yadier Molina right there, his left shoulder is barking after a collision at home plate in Pittsburgh. He got trucked.
Yeah, he did. And Edwin will bounce that 0-2 pitch.
You know, whatever your injury is as a hitter, when you make contact, there's resistance.
Yeah.
But when you swing and miss, that's when you feel it. You saw it with Morse, and you just saw it with Molina.
Way inside with the fastball, 2-2. Molina also 10th in the league with an on-base percentage of .375. Youngest brother of Benji and Jose. They all have rings. St. Louis drafted him back in 2000, the 113th overall player taken. And I remember Tony La Russa saying years ago that about the age of 18 he was defensive ready for the big leagues. That's how good he was. That ball, and you can see the mark, bounced at least 5 feet in front of home plate, and now it's 3-2. A couple of them, and that's way out in front of the box.
I would say one is off a bat and one is out of Edwin Jackson's hand.
So it was 0-2, now it's 3-2. And Jackson will strike out everybody he's retired so far. 2 taking, and now the last 2 swinging.
93-mile-an-hour fastball. Little cut action at the end, up in the zone, and I don't think Yadier Molina is feeling very good. He's trying to chief it out tonight for the ball club. But if you watch the body language and the way he finished that swing, that shoulder is definitely a factor.
St. Louis carrying 2 other catchers, by the way, a left-hander, Brian Anderson, and a right-handed hitter, Tony Cruz. But they're in the thick of a wild card race, and a lot of ball clubs buzzing around them.
Good pitch.
That one dropping just inside 2-0 to last year's World Series MVP and League Championship Series MVP, David Freese, who prospered last year at the age of 28. And having a good year, 17 homers, 71 RBIs. That's outside, 3-0. A lot of people wondered how he and Alan Craig would do with Albert Pujols gone. I think Holiday's track record speaks for itself, but that's an amazing bat to remove out of your lineup, and these guys have not missed a beat. Edwin throws one in there on 3-0. Jackson's career record 67 and 69. This year he is 7-9, making his 25th start. 0-2 career against St. Louis, and that's his first walk. Tomorrow night, come to the ballpark, take home a t-shirt if you're one of the first 20,000 fans through the center field gates only. That t-shirt is presented by American University. Go to nationals.com/tickets for all your ticket information and come and join us for game 2 of the 4-game series tomorrow night. Some restrictions apply. Skip Schumacher, can't wait to see what that thing looks like.
Does the t-shirt just say t-shirt?
I don't know.
All right, I'm in. I'll take 3 of them.
We'll find out tomorrow. The suspense building, and Edwin will get a visit from Jesus Flores here. Jackson has made 4 career starts against St. Louis, 5 appearances overall. And by the way, the Nats as a staff have a chance to set some franchise history tonight. They are 4 strikeouts away from matching the single season record for strikeouts set 2 years ago. 1,064 right now, counting Quattro tonight. 1-0 to Schumacher, hitting .307.
Did you just go SAP button on me right there with Quattro? That was nice.
Yeah, next one will be Cinco.
Nice.
They need Ocho to tie that record, and that would be muy bien, or as you say, bueno.
And that's your Spanish lesson for tonight, kids. Go to bed. Discovery Channel last night.
My Spanish could be described in 2 words. Actually 1. Poquito. Very little. 2-0 with a runner on the move and a foul. Good thing for the Nats because Freese had a good jump. Skip Schumacher would get along well with Lombardozzi. He is an outfielder converted to an infielder. Lombardozzi, infielder, who's had to play some outfield. Tyler Moore's had to play some outfield, but the Cardinals needed a second baseman several years ago, and this guy's pretty much filled the bill for him.
Harder to go that way, too, from outfield to infield. That's the tough one.
game a little faster in there?
Yeah, you're closer to the hitter. Obviously, you're doing all kinds of different things. Bunt defenses, coverages, on stolen bases, turning a double play feeds. You know, when you go from second base to left field, you just stand there, catch the fly ball, and hit the cutoff, man.
Yeah, and he did it in 09, and his first year at second base, he hit .303, so his offense, if anything, prospered once he did that. Tough guy to double up. The Nats looking for a ground ball here. They've turned 103 on the year. With the runner holding, it's a check swing. And no swing, says crew chief Mike Winters. So Edwin, with a 2-run lead, has been doing lots of nibbling in this inning. He's walked one man. And we'll see if Mike Matheny starts the runner David Freese with 1 out. They've hit into a lot of double plays this year, 128 of them. Freese is holding, and it's a swing and a miss. And Edwin Jackson continues to strike out nearly everybody. That's all 5 outs on the K so far tonight.
And Jackson on pace for 27 strikeouts tonight.
You think he'll be around long enough with that pitch count? That's a lot of pitches, man.
Well, the slider's been good. Fastball's been good. Location of everything down in the zone.
Rafael Furcal is used to batting leadoff, but he's 0 for 10, hitting .265, and they have him in the 8-hole tonight. Switch hitting shortstop. He's always been a good hitter, .282 career. Been to the All-Star game with both the Braves and the Dodgers, and St. Louis picked him up for 50 games last year at the trading deadline from L.A. Hit .255 for them. And when healthy, one of the better shortstops in the league. He's had some injury problems, hamstring, lower back, thumb, oblique the last couple of years. Rafael Furcal, 34 years of age now. Well, somebody made contact for an out. It's Furcal, thrown out by Danny Espinosa. A lot of pitches early for Edwin, but he has a 2-0 lead. Desmond Espinosa, Flores coming up, bottom of the second. So the Nats have a crooked number on the board in the Bryce Harper homer. And just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in the game. It's brought to you by Miller Lite. Long first inning for Jaime Garcia, 25 pitches, 12 strikes. So the Nats made him work long and hard. And now Desmond Espinosa and Flores, bottom of the second. Ian 2 for 7 career against Garcia. checked in with a couple of knocks and a walk last night. So Ian actually ended up having a pretty good road trip once he got back in the lineup. 2 for 7 with an RBI and a base on balls. Desmond rifles one out to left center. The Nats have their second hit, and Ian's going to take it easy down to first base for a while. So if you folks come out to the ballpark and you see him going less than full speed to first base or second, he's got to get that thing back in order. No use stretching it out, and he's just going to take the single right here.
Yeah, nice swing right there. Desmond, first pitch, ambush. In the Cardinals' offense, the way it is and how good they are, this isn't one of those ball games where you could just score 2 in the first and sit on it. If you add on, I should say more accurately, you have to add on against the offense like the Cardinals.
Agreed. Espinosa with a chopper, third base way foul. And I know maybe what their announcers are talking about right now, because we'd be doing the same thing if the Nats hadn't scored in 23 consecutive innings. A guy like Garcia has to go out there and maybe feel like he's got to be perfect. And FP, maybe that's why he nibbled around in that first inning, walked a guy, and ended up with a long inning.
Well, that's the vicious cycle. When your offense hits a little bit of a skid as a pitcher, you feel like if I make one mistake, I'm letting my team down. I have to go out there and be perfect because we're having a tough time scoring. Now, instead of being free and easy like we saw Ricky Nolasco the other night with a 5-run lead, you're gripping the ball a little bit tighter.
Yep.
You're trying to make the perfect pitch in every count. And inevitably, you leave the ball right out over the plate. Trying too hard.
Espinosa with a high drive to right center for John Jay. Desmond tagging, but only taking about 5 or 6 steps and then returning. That'll bring up Jesus Flores here.
Number 26, Jesus Flores.
Well, Nationals trying to win one tonight, creep back to within 1 win of the best record in baseball. The Reds have the night off. They're 80-52. The Nats are 78-51. Jesus Flores hitting .219. Facing Garcia for the first time. St. Louis defense cheating up the middle. Schumacher giving Flores a big hole on the right side of about 75 to 80 feet. Jesus gets under that one, and it's another one for John Jay. And that'll bring in Edwin Jackson now with 2 outs. Let's go inside the numbers with Kia. They have a full lineup of high quality, stylish, and dependable vehicles. To learn more, visit kia.com. The Nats have dominated St. Louis here over the last 2 years, winning 6 out of 7, nearly doubling them up on the runs. Bullpens, it's a mismatch. And runs, 7th inning on, the Nats just hammering them. But in St. Louis, it's kind of been a different story. The Nats haven't had much success at their so-called new ballpark that opened up back in '06. We'll be there next month.
Different teams, different years.
Yeah.
Guys that weren't even here for that.
On a foul tip at strike 1 to Edwin, who's 9 for 43 with 5 sacrifice bunts this year, a homer, 7 RBIs on his career ledger. And quickly 0-2. Edwin hits it left side. To his left, David Freese takes care of that one. And the Nats are gone at the top of the second despite Desmond's leadoff hit. They've out-hit St. Louis 2-1 and lead by 2. Third coming up with the pitcher leading off. So in the ranks and on base percentage, St. Louis has the offensive stuff with batting average and runs. The Nats have the pitching stats, ERA, opponent's batting average, and wins. So, Christina, interesting dynamic between these two clubs this weekend as we check in with you with our FCS sideline report.
That's right, Edwin Jackson facing his former team in the St. Louis Cardinals. And we've talked time and time again about all the experience Edwin Jackson brings to the starting rotation. And today I talked to Ross Detweiler about how he has learned from a veteran like Edwin Jackson. He said, no matter who is starting, if a guy gives up a run or a couple hits in a row, the first person to greet them in the dugout during the game is Edwin Jackson, saying that's all they're getting tonight. Get pumped up and get back out there. Ross remembers a time early on in the season when Edwin had a rough first inning, gave up a couple runs, came back in, said that's all they're getting. He went out, shut them down, and the Nationals ended up winning. And Ross said, you can say anything, but when you go out and actually do it, that's when you can really learn from a guy. Something like that, you don't think that way. But when he says it out loud, the younger guys pick up on it.
Good mix of veterans and young guys on this ball club. And Edwin takes on Jaime Garcia here, who's 8 for 28 with a couple of RBIs. He can swing the bat and he goes up hacking.
You got to walk the talk. Yeah, you could say anything, but if you go out there and you don't do it, it doesn't hold water in the clubhouse. But if you say something, go out there and actually get it done, now everybody's going to listen to what you say.
Edwin pulling the string, 87 with some down and away sink on it. And he disposes of the opposing pitcher quickly. It'll require a throw by Jesus Flores. Strikeout number 6.
Well, you look at this series, it's obviously St. Louis's offense against Washington's pitching staff, and there's an old adage that good pitching beats good hitting. I don't think that's true. I think great pitching beats good hitting.
Yeah.
Good pitching, good hitting, flip a coin, maybe even give it to the hitter. But when you have great pitching, I feel that's going to win every time.
Well, again, I go back to what the Nats did the first part of the season. On the 1st of May, they were 14-8. And they were coming off a 4-game losing streak, and they were hitting .226. The team ERA was .223. So pitching will take you a long way, and that has helped the Nats build this season of 78-51. That ball hit out to left center. Looks easy for Bryce Harper. John Jay is down, and those are the outs you really like, the quick ones.
Good pitching beats bad hitting. And bad hitting beats nobody ever.
Well, as a lot of the coaches say, offense comes and goes. Pitching and defense have to be there every day.
What do you got in bad pitching versus bad hitting?
I love a quote that I heard years ago from Hall of Fame manager, former St. Louis manager, Whitey Herzog, who said, as a manager, I can wait for offense. I cannot wait for pitching and defense. Got to have it every day. Carlos Beltran struck out looking first time. So Jay went up aggressively early in the count. We'll see if Beltran does as well. That one just misses away, 2-0. Matt Holliday at the inning continues. And a 3-0, dangerous hitter here. He's got the green light if something is to his liking. And maybe that one a little bit toward the outer half, and he took it for a strike. That is beautiful. 85 to fill the count.
Yeah, good call right there by Jesus Flores. On the same page all night with Edwin Jackson. Good fastball hitter, 3-1 count. Drops a slider on him for strike 2.
Crowd starting to clap to rally this thing on into the bottom of the third. Beltran kills it past the reach of Adam LaRoche. Really no opportunity for the first baseman to move the feet and try to get behind that scorcher. Hit number 2 for St. Louis.
I don't think there's time to leave your feet if you're Adam LaRoche right here. That had that loud home run sound.
Yeah.
Crisp single to right. That's all you can do is throw your glove out. Hope it goes in. That was a hard slap shot for a goal to the glove side.
So here's Holliday, always dangerous. He's hit 24 home runs. And that was a tie the game at 2 swing right there.
Well, he'll do that early in the count. Cheat on something middle in. Try to leave Earth with a big swing, but he also does a really nice job late in the count of spreading out, going the other way, and taking his base hits.
.94, a little bit low. Lance Berkman on the DL for them right now. Beltran, of course, the big free agent acquisition for St. Louis during the offseason. Not replacing, but trying to compensate for the loss of Pujols' bat. And he's been pretty good. They just haven't been able to keep Beltran and Berkman healthy at the same time a whole lot. Carlos Beltran's knees must be feeling pretty good. He has stolen 13 bases this year and is over 300 for his career. He's always been a 5-tool guy when healthy.
Well, we got guys like Carlos Lee with 3 stolen bases going the other night. And David Freese, who went early in this game with 2 stolen bases. You definitely have to pay attention to a guy with 13.
Yeah.
You just don't want to pay so much attention that you leave something out over the plate for a good hitter. Just enough to let him know that you know that he's there.
Well, you don't have to give in to Matt Holliday. Alan Craig's dangerous, but not as big and strong as this guy. That was a late swing at 86.
Check out the downward action on this slider. 2-1 count. Holliday betting fastball all the way. Jackson throws a nasty slider. Goes straight down. That's the good one, folks. When his slider's going straight down, almost has split action to it. Doesn't have a whole lot of tilt, meaning doesn't sweep across the plate, just goes straight down. That means he's getting it out in front. Got the release point. It's a good pitch.
And he's going to strike out another 7 Ks, 53 pitches. Jason Worth, Bryce Harper, Ryan Zimmerman ahead, bottom of the 3rd. Scoreless streak. 3 more innings up to 24 in our Cox game summary. Find out why more people choose Cox high-speed internet at Cox.com. Edwin Jackson, a lot of pitches, but very effective. 7 strikeouts already. And Bryce Harper, now 3 of his last 5 at-bats have been bombs.
Bam! Laser beam out to right. 15th home run of the year. And I kid you not, on Twitter, there's a thing called Tater Trot Tracker, meaning they're timing the home run trot. Bryce Harper had the fastest trot in the big leagues in May, 16.35. That one wins right there at 16.2 seconds. The fastest home run trot in the big leagues this year.
Worth, Harper, and Zimmerman.
Tater Trot Tracker.
That's a changeup that Jason couldn't reach. Walked his first time up and then scored on the Harper home run. So Jason Worth's on-base percentage continues to hold. It's in the high 380s right now. That's out of play off to the right side, and the count's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Likes playing the Cards. 36 games, 298 average, 8 homers.
And they were the team, St. Louis, that surprised the Phillies last year, Jason's old ball club. And that ball was hanging, and Worth hit it well to left. So he got an off-speed pitch, and he's on for the 2nd time tonight. He is some leadoff guy, isn't he?
Yeah. Doesn't fit the build, but definitely gets the job done by getting on base. Started the rally up in the 1st with a walk, and same thing here in the 3rd.
Well, now we've got some Bryce Harper AT&T facts of the game. Another teenager stat. multi-homer game last night. Ken Griffey Jr. did it twice back in '89, and Brian McCall back in '62 among center fielders. Harper, center field. This ball is at the wall and caught by John Jay about 398 feet away.
This crowd is buzzing.
If he pulls it at all, it's 4-0.
Getting a standing O going back to the dugout. He's been using a new bat the last couple of days, saying it feels good in his hands, and I think you can see by the way he's attacking the baseball. A little frustration right there. I mean, he's such a perfectionist. He thinks every single at-bat should be a home run. That's why you see a lot of frustration out of him.
Wow.
But right there, another good balanced swing by Bryce Harper. And we said it last night, even his swing and misses, he was balanced throughout the swing. There's been times this year where he jumps out there, head's moving a lot, but right now, he's locked.
Yeah. 5 feet to the right, 20 feet to the left. Bryce Harper's locked in, though, and that's big for the Nats lineup behind Worth and ahead of Zimmerman and Morris.
He gets hot, he can carry this club on his back to the playoffs.
By the way, I'd never heard of Brian McCall before. I looked him up. He debuted for the White Sox in September of '62 as a teenager.
I was just about to tell you that.
And you know what? Those 2 homers he hit that September, the only 2 he ever hit in the major leagues. So Bryce is going to go him a whole lot better. How about that? Interesting stuff when you run across some of these names in the history of this game. Ryan Zimmerman hit the ball extremely hard first time. Furcal threw him out from the shortstop hole. That one is well placed as well. Furcal to first. Save to Zimmerman. Well played by the shortstop, and Ryan gets himself an infield hit.
Furcal still has a cannon. What a play. Good swing by Zimmerman. Good range by Furcal to get to this. What a play. Get to your feet quick. Straight over the top. 4-seam fastball. Right on the money. Ryan Zimmerman smelling the knock. Beats it out. But what a play by Furcal. Look at that arm strength. Wow.
That's Mike Muchlinski with the emphatic safe call. 2 on 1 out.
And you know, Carp, as a hitter, when you got a shortstop with a cannon, you got to put your head down and run after he makes that dive and stop. A lot of guys, you can cruise to first if they're diving that far into left field. Not Furcal. What a throw.
Michael Morris hit the ball to second first time. Schumacher jockeying with Worth to keep him close to the bag, and a changeup misses. Michael's going to see a lot of off-speed stuff from Jaime Garcia. Already has. But you look at this inning, and right now Jaime Garcia is not fooling anybody. The Nats are hitting the ball sharply. And Morris will take another changeup, 2-0. So the Nats building an inning here with Worth at second, Zimmerman at first. Harper nearly lost one in between them. And 3 consecutive off-speed pitches have all missed.
And see, this is where if you're Michael Morris, you got to go green light all the way. Because if you take a 3-0 fastball, you're getting a 3-1 changeup. So this might be the only heater you see in the at-bat.
He went breaking ball and walks him on 4 to load the bases.
That's just pitching scared right there a little bit. I mean, a 3-0 curveball to load the bases.
Michael Morris coming into this game was 3 for 7 against Garcia. Grounded him out first time. That'll be his second walk of the night. His first one hurt him, and now it's up to Adam LaRoche to make it happen again.
I mean, it's one thing to throw a 3-0 off-speed pitch if you've shown some fastballs throughout the at-bat in the sequence, but if you've thrown 3 straight changeups to a 3-0 curveball, that's telling me you don't have a lot of confidence in your heater right now, or that you just want the left-on-left matchup with LaRoche. But either way, you just put another runner into scoring position. Strange.
So Derek Lilliquist, the pitching coach, has made his visit. And here's Adam LaRoche, who bounced out to the second baseman first time up. With the bases loaded, they're going to play him pretty much the way they played before, except everybody is a lot shallower. That is low and away for a ball. And the Nationals with a chance to make an early statement in this 4-game series. They've already made one with Harper. And now with Worth, Zimmerman, and Morse aboard, they could do it again.
LaRoche looking for something up in the zone, out over the plate. Something he can get in the air.
That's way inside. Another curveball, 2-0. Opponents are hitting .293 against Jaime Garcia this year. And a big pitch here. And LaRoche tried to jump all over it at 89. It got under his bat.
Yeah, pretty good fastball right here by Garcia. 89, turned it over. It's actually a good thing that LaRoche swung through that pitch. That's a ground ball.
Yep. Bases loaded, 1 out. Outfield straightaway. Infield to pull. And strike 2. Even if LaRoche is retired, dangerous hitter waiting in Desmond, who had a solid base hit against Garcia first time up. Adam will foul it.
Pitch number 50 coming from Jaime Garcia.
Yeah, and this would be a great time for Adam LaRoche to reach that 80 RBI plateau. He almost did it with that drive off the top of the fence in Philadelphia last weekend. He's sitting at 78. He will take it low, and it's 3-2. So Worth started the inning off with a base hit. 1 out later, Zimmerman's infield hit. Then Michael Morse was walked, and the crowd making lots of noise here on a payoff pitch with 1 out. Adam LaRoche high in the air to right. Certainly deep enough to score Worth. Beltran under it. 2 runners will tag, and the Nationals lead 3-0. RBI number 79.
Good at bat right there by Adam LaRoche. RBI machine.
Would you insiders call that a professional at bat?
I would. Anytime you get that run in and you hit the ball on the ground, the inning's over. That whole at bat, he was hunting something to elevate to get Jason Worth home. He got it on a 3-2 pitch, got the job done to make it 3-0. Nice job.
Adam LaRoche leads the league with 9 sacrifice flies now. Hey, that just means you're an RBI guy. Get him any way you can. Here's Desmond with another runner at third base now after Zimmerman tagged and went over there.
Fly ball swing, lots of sac flies.
Yep. And you love getting an RBI in a lefty-lefty matchup. Not all left-handers can do what Adam just did. Big rolling breaking ball, must have stayed high. 2-0. Ian Desmond, by the way, with his hit tonight, 3 for 8 career against Garcia. St. Louis on the road this year, a mediocre ball club, 31-33. They're 14 over at their home. The Nats are 12 over here. And Nails on the road, of course, way outside, 3-0.
Manager Carpenter, green light right here.
It's blazing, baby. It's blazing. I'm going for the jugular right now. Just you know, you want your guy to be smart, though.
Yeah. You don't even have a take sign. 3-0 green light with a plan. Get your pitch.
Yeah.
Your location. Let it fly. Absolutely.
He did, but he flies it in routine fashion to Beltran. So the Nats will settle for 1 on 2 hits, a walk, and an Adam LaRoche sacrifice fly. 3-0 Washington. Baseball on Masson, brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Located on the web at MBUSA.com. It's a gorgeous Friday night, Thursday night in Washington. Only seems like a Friday because we're just off a road trip. But a 4-game series under the moon against the St. Louis Cardinals. And you can place a deposit on a full season ticket plan for next year right now. And if and when the Nats are playing in October, you'll receive postseason ticket purchase priority. 202-675-NATS or nationals.com/2013. Some restrictions apply. Get in on playoff baseball if you'd like to be at the ballpark every day next year. Edwin Jackson, lots of pitches, 53 of them, but 32 have been strikes. And of the 9 batters he's retired, 7 of them have been strikeouts. Alan Craig, Yadier Molina, David Freese for St. Louis. Top of the 4th inning. One pitch, a scoop and a throw, and a 1 out. And Desmond handles that. Got some good pitching matchups this weekend as we look at the next 5. Gio goes against Adam Wainwright tomorrow night. Jordan Zimmerman and Kyle Loesch in the Fox game on Saturday at 4 o'clock. Strasburg and Jake Westbrook, who just signed a new contract, on Sunday. And then St. Louis leaves and the Cubs come in for 4. So you're looking at the first 2 of that 4-game series. And then the Nats will see the Marlins next weekend. Long homestand, matching the longest of the year. Here's Molina, who struck out swinging first time up. Working with a former battery mate, so not a whole lot of suspense right here. And Molina would have called for a fastball in the outside corner to even the count. That was great location right there. Missing low and in. By the way, the Braves are off tonight on their way back from the West Coast. Phillies beat the Mets 3-2 this afternoon. That's pretty much it for the division. Outside 3-1. So the Nats could make it 5.5 going into the weekend. Edwin Jackson worked with Yadier Molina. 13 games, 12 starts at the end of last year. 78 innings. He went 5-2 with a 3.58 ERA. Wow, that's high, huh? And for Edwin Jackson, his second walk of the night.
First one was the guy walking in the box right now.
David Freese. Edwin Jackson won a game against the Phillies in the division series. Made 2 starts. Didn't do well in the LCS. And not that great in the World Series, but he was one of the guys who got him there for sure. And the rest of the staff and some of David Freese's batting heroics took care of the rest. 2 of the most improbable runs to World Series championships by the Giants and the Cardinals the last 2 years. Will a wild card survive to do it again? Counts even 1-1.
I think a big part of both of those runs was the All-Star game in the National League, winning both times.
Yeah.
Home field advantage. And this year, whoever gets to the World Series from the National League gets home field advantage again, and they can thank a guy who's suspended and not even around, Melky Cabrera.
Oh boy. On a pitch that was going inside, David Freese fouls it, and the count's 1-2. Yeah, I didn't like that thing at all, but now the National League's winning every year, and I like it. You have the right to change our mind, right?
That's right. I do every inning.
David Freese, 16 ground ball double plays this year. Chops one to Zimmerman. They'll have to hurry for this. And Danny Espinosa turns the 5-4-3.
Good call by you. Or did he?
Evidently, Espinosa must have missed the bag at second base. When does anybody ever make that call? So it looks like a 5-4-3 fielder's choice and not a double play ball.
We'll probably show the replay, and it'll probably be off the base, but like you said,
whoever makes that call.
That's just a I want to be noticed call, and that's all that's about.
Brian Knight, 4th year in the big leagues. And Danny was off the bag. He was beyond the bag. He cleared himself for the runner, didn't he?
He did. And you could probably do that on a lot of double plays, and Brian Knight calling it by the book.
Can't fault the umpire, really, because that was not really that close. So the Cardinals have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs for a good contact man in Skip Schumacher.
The thing about that is Mike Matheny's not going to run out there and argue it. As a former second baseman.
And here comes Michael Morris with Molina rounding third. Not able to score. Catcher running, 1st and 3rd, 2 outs. And it'll be up to Rafael Furcal.
As a former second baseman, I've probably turned that double play 100 times in my career. The slow roller to third, as a second baseman, you have to clear because of the speed of the ball to third, you know the runner's going to be on you. Done that exact same double play 100 times, never had it called once.
And it's a good way to get a second baseman killed, calling that thing and making him do something different the next time around. So Rafael Furcal, the hitter, he bounced out to Espinosa first time up. Nats on top 3-0 here, top of the fourth. And Jackson misses up and away. Keep in mind, the pitcher is next. Rafael Furcal is a line drive hitter who does have home run power on occasion. So you can't lay one in here to a number 8 hitter. If you make your pitches and he doesn't bite on them and you walk him, that's fine.
I don't know anything about pitching, but I would imagine it's tough to start your engine back up after you think you're out of the inning. So for Edwin Jackson, he's got to make some pitches.
And Furcal will pop it up. Ian Desmond puts it away, and Edwin Jackson does do that gentleman restart your engines thing. So after 3.5, the Nats lead by 3. President's race, and Teddy snuck out of the tunnel a little early tonight. Can anybody catch him? You think they will? Is there any way he can hold on?
You think the second base ump will say he left a little bit early?
Teddy, a loser in the neighborhood play version of the Geico President's race. He was in the neighborhood, but he was a couple of parked cars down the street. Due to Fox picking up the Saturday game, it'll be on at 4:05 instead of 7:05. Make your travel to the ballpark and ticket plans accordingly, and come join Jordan Zimmerman against Kyle Loesch and the Cardinals on Saturday afternoon. Espinosa, Flores, and Jackson now, bottom of the fourth inning. And against a ball club that right now can't buy a run, time to add on some more if you can. Danny Espinosa flied to center first time. 55 pitches, 31 strikes in 3 innings for Jaime Garcia. Nats trying to beat him for the first time. That inning, by the way, helped Edwin Jackson get his average pitches per inning down a bit to about 14 or so. Actually just above 15 per inning, so that helps. Got a couple of quick outs there. Trying to make his record 8-9. Espinosa rung up on an 85 right under his hands. That is strikeout number 1 for Garcia tonight.
He didn't like the call. You could see his anger going back to the dugout. 85-mile-an-hour cutter from Garcia on the inner half gets the call.
I think that's what teams have been trying to do with Danny. They get ahead of him. He doesn't see anything he can extend on. They've been jamming him like crazy from either side of the plate. Jesus Flores also flied to center his first time. And this will be another one for John Jay. Now Garcia looking for a quick fourth inning with the opposing pitcher coming up. Your mission, our commitment. Visit agilitycorp.com. They bring us league leaders. And in run differential in all of Major League Baseball, St. Louis this year 110. They've scored 632, given up 522. And the Nats are right behind him, having scored 563 and giving up only 463. And that's what it boils down to, really. Not giving up many runs. The Nats have been #1 all year in the fewest runs given up. Edwin Jackson will go to center. And that's a quick inning for Jaime Garcia. Only 7 pitches, this one into the 5th inning, and Garcia will lead off. Garcia, Jay, and Beltran for St. Louis.
Edwin Jackson tonight has been fantastic. And you could tell right from the get-go, he's a guy that always lets you know right out of the gate. Everything down in the zone, everything sharp and crisp, especially the off-speed. There's a slider right there for strike 3. And that's the key. Anytime you watch Jackson pitch, if that slider's working early, you know it's going to be a big night for him. And there it is.
So how about the strikeouts? 7 of them so far tonight. That's $37 times 7 to the Children's Inn of the National Institutes of Health, where children receive great medical treatment along with their families at their sides. It's all thanks to our very generous Washington area Toyota dealers. Garcia, opposing pitcher, leads off. So 66 pitches, 39 strikes for Edwin. He's only given up 3 harmless singles, couple of walks. He's pitched around them. Garcia, strikeout victim number 6 2 innings ago. But you kind of like the fact that as this ball game moves into the middle innings, Edwin is getting contact outs now that don't take as long as the strikeouts.
Well, when a guy's got strikeout stuff as a hitter facing him, you don't want to get to a 2-strike count. So the game plan switches throughout the course of a game to where maybe before the game you're thinking, okay, let's wait this guy out, make him establish the strike zone, try to get some guys on via the walk. He shows you he's got a good punch out pitch as a hitter. You're saying, I'm not getting to 2, I'm going to get him early. Then you get the contact outs.
And a ball chop for strike 2. So the Nats trying to start this long home standoff in a good way. 11 games, 8 of them against the Central, St. Louis and Chicago, and then 3 next weekend against the Marlins. And a 1-2 pitch. Fastball is up. Kind of an odd road trip for St. Louis. Last weekend they won 2 out of 3 at Cincinnati, gave the Reds something to think about. Then they went to Pittsburgh and couldn't hit, lost 2 out of 3 there. And a ball hit right at Danny Espinosa.
Tough road trip, huh? 2 first-place teams and a team you're battling out the wild card with.
Yeah. Cincinnati playing so well. They've won 3 straight, 80 wins. They pretty much salted away the Central unless they have some kind of collapse. And they've done a lot of that without Joey Votto, who's been having those recurring knee problems.
I saw the record without Votto, 30-14. How about that?
That's amazing.
Todd Frazier been carrying him.
Mike Matheny was an outstanding Gold Glove caliber catcher. He has a forever link to a former Nat by the name of Rick Ankiel. When Rick was a rookie, Mike Matheny was his catcher, guided him through that 11-7 rookie season. And when Mike cut his finger open in an accident at home prior to the playoffs, Rick was never the same trying to throw to anybody else.
It's a good guy right there. Great baseball man. He's going to be a great manager for a long time.
Hadn't managed at any level when the Cardinals hired him last winter. No balls, 2 strikes. But he came over from Milwaukee to St. Louis and just one of the great gentlemen in this game. And a very fierce competitor to go with it. John Jay has struck out looking and flied to center. Edwin's been able to do some things tonight because he's consistently been ahead. He can bounce some breaking balls and change speeds effectively. Steve McCaddy has to like the formula he's seeing it work right now. And a fastball upstairs fills the count. Don't want to walk this man when you're up by 3 and Carlos Beltran on deck. Beltran hit the ball extremely hard last time. He's 1 for 2. He's walked 2 tonight, struck out 7.
Wow, 3 shakes to a slider.
And he gets a ground ball with it, but it goes foul.
Flores went 5, then fastball in, fastball away, curveball, slider. So it took a minute to find out that 3-2 pitch.
Let's have a look at our PNC minor league report. First baseman at AA, Jimmy Van Ostrand out of Vancouver, big guy, hitting safely 10 of his last 11. Sugarland is where he came from in May on a contract purchase. Solutions to help you achieve your own financial goals. PNC Bank, for the achiever in you.
Call Jimmy up.
That looked like a swing, and it was. Flores popped up and tagged John Jay, and Edwin Jackson has his 8th strikeout.
And I think it was another slider. Back-to-back 3-2 sliders. Jay couldn't hold up. Betting fastball, got a slider, didn't pick it up. John Jay, a guy who knows the strike zone very well. He'll tell you about the stuff that Jackson has tonight. Betting fastball, didn't get it. Went too far for another strikeout for Edwin Jackson.
How about that pick by Jesus Flores? He doesn't make that pick. John Jay's on first base. Beltran with a ground ball right side. Adam LaRoche will get to it. To Jackson. And how sweet is that? A 1-2-3 5th inning. His first in order frame of the night. The Nats on top by 3. We're halfway through game 1 of a 4-game series with St. Louis. And we've got some great pitching matchups in this series. Tomorrow night might be the best of all. First off for St. Louis, Adam Wainwright, who's a 13-game winner, 3.63 ERA. And he's won all 5 of his recent starts with a 147. Gio is 16-7. Third in baseball with a 214 opponent's batting average. It'll be tough to get hits and score runs for both sides tomorrow night. 6:30, Johnny and Ray here at the ballpark. Nats Extra. First pitch, 7:05. Masson 2 HD. Jason Worth, 2 for 2 as a leadoff man tonight in terms of getting on base. Walked and scored in the first, singled and scored in the third. And the haunting strains of Led Zeppelin behind him.
I like it. A little dazed and confused for Jason Worth.
Yeah, he keeps on getting on base and scoring runs. Jimmy Page will be the next famous guy in this town.
He hasn't been dazed or confused since he's come off the DL.
And he seldom takes when it's not out of the zone. He just has an amazing batting eye.
I've been calling him Larry Leadoff for a couple of weeks now.
Maybe extended his reach there a little bit. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's a big breaking ball that Garcia drops in. He's coming off a 7-pitch, 6-strike 4th inning. And there's a long ball to left center. See you later. Into the bullpen. The Nationals lead 4-0. And how about a power-hitting leadoff guy, too?
See, right about now is where they got to go back to that Led Zeppelin guitar riff. Coming around third.
Second homer by the Nats tonight. Bombs away the last couple of evenings. And the Nationals have now hit 140 home runs this year.
So set the table your first 2 times up, score a run. And how about driving yourself in the 3rd time? Nothing Larry leadoff about that. That was more 4-hole Jason Worth. It's 4th home run of the year and probably many more to come.
Well, we knew the power would come eventually. And that ball sharply hit by Bryce Harper. Burkal will throw him out. The Nats are taking some great swings tonight. Jason Worth's first homer since May 5th against the Phillies, and Vance Worley right before he hurt that wrist.
Watch a bat flip right there, down low. Anytime Jason Worth gets a ball, he'll let you know with that little subtle bat flip he does. And that was no cheapie, off the back wall.
Yep.
Little short, compact swing right there.
Yeah, that's 400 to the back wall of the bullpen.
A little bubblegum shower right there as he comes in the dugout.
Ryan Zimmerman 1 for 2. Yeah, it's amazing how the guys get a ticker tape parade every time they hit a home run, except it's bubblegum wrappers. Nats at 154 homers last year. They will obliterate that mark here in 2012. That's a strike to Zimmerman on the corner, and it's all even at 1-1. Every add-on run you can get is another dagger into the back of a struggling offensive ball club. Zimmerman will pull that ball left field side, and David Freese on the run. 2 outs. That'll bring in Michael Morse with 2 down, and maybe sometime tonight you'll see a fastball.
Yeah, I'm just watching body language. I'm watching effort tonight. When you talk about a road trip and getting home at 3 in the morning, probably got to bed around 4:30, 5 o'clock last night. The effort from this ball club tonight is outstanding.
Yeah.
I mean, Zimmerman right there just flying down the line on a routine ground ball to third. Bryce Harper the same thing on a routine ground ball to short. A lot of times, a player, you get in that late, you can pack it in and say, hey, we'll get him tomorrow. Nat's not doing that here tonight.
Yeah, St. Louis had a night game at Pittsburgh, but that flight's about 2 hours shorter than the one the Nats came off last night. Michael Morris 0 for 1 with a walk. He pulls it left side, and David Freese can't quite get there. That's a base hit. And the Nats have 6 on the evening.
6 on the evening, 2 home runs, 1 by Bryce Harper, 1 by Jason Worth. But Michael Morris will take a knock any way, shape, or form right now. Good swing, beats Freese to the glove side. Guess you call that an infield single.
That'll bring up Adam LaRoche, who's already driven in 1 run tonight. His 79th of the year with his league-leading 9th sacrifice fly. That was his 2nd career ribby against Jaime Garcia, who throws a fastball right in there, outer half. And a breaking ball blocked by the ever efficient Yadier Molina.
I gotta tell you, I'm impressed with your Led Zeppelin knowledge back there with Jason Worth.
First song I ever heard in stereo when I was a teenager, Led Zeppelin, Whole Lot of Love.
I mean, who would have thought?
My 15-year-old brain said, what was that? Now, you know you're advanced a little bit when you remember hearing stereo for the first time.
Yeah, your 8-track tape.
I mean, you know.
Your cassette.
2-year-olds get stereo now.
No, I'm impressed. Didn't know you would be a Led Zeppelin guy. Little closet rocker next to me. I love it.
Well, you know, we did have a garage band like a lot of others back in the 60s. 1 ball and 2 strikes to LaRoche. And Garcia will drop one under his bat. This is a whole lot of home run right here. That pitch way down inside. And then out of the park it goes, if you know what I mean.
Let's stay right to heaven.
Johnson eventually told everybody at his press conference, it's pretty much the regular guys except Jesus Flores is catching. So we know who those regular guys are, and 2 of those outfielders have gone pretty deep tonight.
Yeah, how about 1-2 the last couple of nights? Jason Worth setting the table for Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper getting the job done, and now Jason Worth deciding, I'm going to join that little home run parade you got going. And you get the top of the order going, setting the table for the big guys in the middle. Look out.
Yeah, and, you know, the middle of the lineup really, really quiet in that Philadelphia series. Some good things happened to wake them up in Miami.
It did, and they got going and got a couple of runs early for Edwin Jackson tonight. That allowed him to go out there, be a little more free and easy. You get a couple runs early in the game. Now you can not think you have to be perfect, but you knew right from the get-go that Edwin Jackson had his A game going tonight for the Nats.
Can he keep it going? Top of the sixth arrives. Matt Holliday goes up hacking, and it's on a play to the right side. Matt Holliday 1 for 2. St. Louis box score a little empty. They've had 2 walks. Infield hit by Holliday in the first, deflected by the pitcher. Clean singles by Beltran in the third, Schumacher in the fourth, and that's been it. They've had 1 runner as far as third base in their attempt to end this scoreless streak. Matt Holliday's a guy who can do that with 1 swing, but he's been late for a couple of Jackson offerings here in the 6th inning. .79 pitches, 47 strikes through 5. Pretty good pitch count considering 8 strikeouts. And Matt Holliday has to reach to avoid becoming number 9. With the next strikeout by anybody, the Nats staff will set a new Washington record. The previous best, 1,068 strikeouts from 2010. Strasburg, of course, made his debut 2 years ago, and that got that total piled up some. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. And there's the record setter for the Nats. Flores throws out Holliday. Number 9 for Edwin Jackson.
A pretty good lineup he's cutting through right now. Not just getting outs, making some good hitters frustrated with great off speed. And that was 86. That's a slider. And I don't know why I keep calling it a slider, but that's what it is. It goes straight down like just a mini short hard curveball at 86 miles an hour.
Well, his season high 11 2 starts ago when he was outdueled by Jonathan Neese of the Mets in that 2-0 loss. Well, he's about to go double figures for the second time this year. He had a 9 strikeout game early in the season in that complete game against the Reds April 14th. He faces Alan Craig here, who he has struck out and grounded out. Hard hit right at Danny Espinosa. 2 outs. Potomac Nationals are winding things down. They had a great first half. They've had a pretty solid second half down there, and you can put your deposits on season tickets for next year. Buy game used jerseys on PotomacNationals.com, and also download the PNats app on your mobile device to get the latest info at 703-590-2311. The PNats with an app. Yadier Molina 0 for 1 with a walk. Hopefully 0 for 2 as Zimmerman throws him out. And Edwin Jackson is cruising against some former teammates through 6 outstanding innings here tonight. quickly on the Memorial Bridge tonight. From Arlington over to the Lincoln Memorial. It's a beautiful Thursday night here in late August. September upon us this weekend. And as the Nats make that postseason push, be there for every key play.
How many photo tickets is that right there?
Yeah, cameras are losing their minds right now. So text Nationals to 29292, starting lineups and in-game alerts. You cannot afford to miss. You've been a victim of those?
Had a few.
Yeah, they got me in the tunnel years ago, right under the Capitol.
Yeah, they got me.
You know, you take a couple of your buddies back to the hotel to do a favor for them, and they ring you up.
We just get so excited when you can actually, there's no traffic, and you actually drive a little over the speed limit.
Yeah, it should be all rules are off after midnight. Ian Desmond, Danny Espinosa, Jesus Flores, bottom of the 6th. So the Nats have Jaime Garcia, 4 runs on 6 hits so far. 76 pitches, 48 strikes. Nats got his night off to a bad start with a 25-pitch first inning. Desmond's 1 for 2. He goes first pitch off speed. Ian was swinging on 3-0 last time. Flied out to right after rifling a single to left center, leading off to second. And this ball pulled to the hole. Rafael Furcal, and Desmond still going to beat it out.
3/4 he beat it out.
And again, still nursing that hamstring, doing what he's got to do, and he still manages to steal an infield hit.
I mean, this goes to show you how smart Ian Desmond is. He's smelling a hit right here on the ground ball in the hole to Furcal. And instead of turning it up a notch, he just kept the same pace the whole way. Furcal travels, gives him another step. It allows Desmond to get that infield single. But if he tries to turn it on, I'll tell you when. Right about here, he's smelling a hit. But just keeps the same steady pace and gets himself a single. If he tries to turn it on, you never know what could happen. Smart play by Desmond. That's not easy to do, Carp, when you play hard like he does every day.
Danny Espinosa 0 for 2, fly ball to center, and a third strike looking. You might remember last time. Garcia got ahead, then busted him hard right under his hands. Got him on the inside corner, so Danny mindful of that now.
He's had some good hacks, though. He flew out to center field first time up and was on some pitches he fouled off in the strikeout a second time.
That's up the middle for a base hit. So the Nats have consecutive hits for the first time tonight. It's the third inning in which they've had 2, but never 2 in a row.
And you can be on a guy without having anything to show. Even though you fly out and strike out, Espinosa's been, I thought, on every single pitch he swung at. He took a called third his last time up. Gets a pitch out over the middle, lines it sharply right back at Garcia, and finally checks in with a nice piece of hitting by Danny Espinosa.
Nats have a chance now to bust this one open in the bottom of the 6th. Number 8 Guy Flores, the catcher, then Edwin Jackson. Jesus 0 for 2 with a couple of fly balls to center. First pitch changeup missing. Well, Lance Lynn was making big news as a starter just a couple of months ago. Now he's in the St. Louis bullpen. If I remember, wasn't he the first 13-game winner in the National League, and he hasn't won a game since?
He was, just got moved to the bullpen, like you said. Now a reliever.
Their bullpen has a 3.95 ERA.
And Flores has taken some good hacks tonight with nothing to show. 2 fly balls to center field.
Yep. And the Nats a 3.26 bullpen earned run average. So some guys checking in with multi-hit games like Worth, walk, single, homer, Desmond a pair of hits. And then of course the big blow, Bryce Harper's early game 2-run laser beam that banged off the back wall of the bullpen in right field. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jesus Flores. looking for non-double play contact here, and he'll get it. A base hit to left, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. And a pitcher coming up who loves to swing the bat.
Ian Desmond's 100%. Bo Porter sends him. I mean, that's a point in the game when you're up by 4 runs. We've seen Bo Porter all season long be very aggressive at third base. Ian Desmond healthy. Bo Porter tests it. But with the hammy barking a little bit, you hold him right there and set the stage for Edwin Jackson with the bases loaded. I mean, most third base coaches, Carp, with 1 out right there, or no outs right there, treat that, especially up by 4 runs, very aggressively.
Yeah. Well, the Nats are finding out that at this stage of the season, health of your players, very important. They just want to keep Ian Desmond on the field every day until he gets back to where he needs to be physically, and then they're really going to be on to something. Fernando Salas will join Lance Lynn. No need to tell you what Edwin Jackson could do to this game right now. He's 0 for 2, ground ball to third, fly ball to center. And he's going to go up hacking. He's 9 for 45 this year, batting .200. And it's been kind of unusual. He has his hits, but Edwin does not have an RBI this year. In his career, he has 7.
Oh, he's about to if he gets something up in the zone and just thinks about going right back up the middle. Don't try to do too much right here. Don't think about a grand slam. Just drive in 1 run.
Off the pitcher's glove. There is a force play at home and no double play. That will go 1-6-2 on a fielder's choice. Rafael Furcal, knowing he can only get 1 out, does what he can, and Mike Matheny's coming out to replace Jaime Garcia.
And pretty good swing by Jackson. I don't know if he got all of this line drive, but Garcia does a nice job to get the glove up, deflect it, to save not 1, but I think 2 runs. That ball goes to center field at 6-0. Let's see, was this ball ticketed for center? Tough to say if Furcal could have got there in time. Nice play on the rebound. Good feed to Molina.
So it remains a 4-0 game. Jason Worth coming up against the St. Louis bullpen. And this call to the pen packaged by the UPS store. We love logistics. Check it out tonight. Bryce Harper comes up big early. Edwin Jackson all night long. Jason Worth the same. A lot of things going right for this ball club, hitting that long ball early.
Missile coming.
Wow.
Almost knocked down the back of the bullpen. That's big Bryce head right there. Yeah, we like that. How about Jason Worth? How short was that swing? Back of the bullpen, too. So a couple taters off the back of both bullpens. Heads up.
Now the Nats still have a chance for a big inning. Bases loaded, 1 out. Jason Worth against Fernando Salas. Breaking ball is in there. Salas, 27-year-old. 68 games last year with a 2.28 ERA. 3.88 this year in 53 games. Worth gets a ground ball to deep short. For Kyle to second. The Nats will pick up another run. It's 5-0. Boy, and they've had Rafael Furcal all over the yard tonight. Espinosa in with the run. And a good at bat by Jason Worth.
He's done such a nice job this year of pulling the baseball. Remember early last year he was fighting to get his hands inside the ball, wanting to use the whole field, maybe center and right field a little bit too much. This year just dropping the hands on the ball. Short, compact swing. Almost finds a hole. Good play by Furcal to get the force out at second. Another add-on run for the Nats. That one's big.
So Bryce Harper gets to see a right-hander here. Worth 2 more RBIs tonight, 23 on the year. And evidently Rafael Furcal might be injured. Mike Matheny on his way out there with Greg Houck, the St. Louis trainer.
There's 2 things you can do as an infielder when you're really reaching out to make a play. You can strain your hamstring because it's almost like touching your toes real quick. Or on that play, when you're spinning to throw back to second base, it could be an oblique. So lower half reaching for the ball, upper half would be the problem if he did it on the throw. Oh, and it's his arm. They're going to the elbow right there. Well, that's not good. We were raving about his arm tonight. Let's check out the play if we can see anything with his right arm. I mean, this is on the throw. Over the top. Looked pretty routine, right? Let's check him out after. Wow, hits him like a ton of bricks right there. Right in the elbow, maybe lower tricep region.
So he's walking off. And the Cardinals are going to have to replace their shortstop here. It'll be Daniel Descalso taking over at short. That is a blow if he is out for any extended period of time.
Not too often do you see an infielder leave a game with an arm problem. That was strange. Especially on a throw that just went from short to second, not even across the infield. And you hope he's okay.
Now the Nats have put another run on the board here in the 6th inning. And Bryce Harper, in his first career look at Salas, could make this another big inning.
Every ball on the nose tonight for Bryce.
A very loud 1 for 3 with a homer, 2 RBIs. Flores and Worth the runners. Jason with a pretty good lead at first. And Harper hits that one right off the top of the barrel. First pitch he ever sees from Salas, and he was pumping. Target outer edge. Harper goes out to get it. That's a base hit. Worth will stop at second. Bryce is driven in 3 again, and the Nats lead 6-0.
Stay hot, Bryce Harper.
Isn't that something, though, when a young hitter, they're working him away and he goes out and just pokes one into left center for an RBI?
Well, he's so still now, not jumping at the baseball. Watch how balanced he is. You remember about a week ago, flying out on the front side, does a nice job right there of hitting the changeup, and that's a pitch that's given him trouble this year. Take what they give you. You know, I already shot one in the right field bullpen. Probably not going to get anything on the inner half of the plate. Where are you going to go next? Away. Mark DeRosa, the rest of the bench. The Goon Squad approves.
Here's Ryan Zimmerman. The Nats lead by 6. Worth way off the bag. Salas will throw it home anyway. And that's a strike to Ryan Zimmerman.
You know, that's a pitch that if Bryce Harper can cover, the changeup down and away, the one that was giving him so much trouble.
Yeah.
If he can cover that with just a lousy single to left, now you get him back to your strength on the hard stuff, middle in, and you do the damage. Yeah, that's how it goes. You take away pitches from pitchers in locations. That's how you get hot. That's how you stay hot as a hitter at this level.
Ryan Zimmerman 1 for 3 career against Fernando Salas. So Bryce Harper 43 RBIs now, 6 in the last 2 games. Getting that batting average back up into the mid 250 range. Just missing. Zimmerman takes an 0-2. That's close, and it's ball 2.
It's a great take.
Yeah, sometimes you get a read on how a hitter's going by the pitches he doesn't swing at.
Well, that's just not an easy take. A slider right there at 82 miles an hour was a strike for a long time. Easy takes for a hitter. Pitchers out of the pitcher's hands that are balls right away. That was a strike for about 55 feet.
So the Nats 4 more hits in this inning. They've out-hit St. Louis 10-3 and lead 6-0. Ryan waging quite a battle here.
Isn't it funny how the Nationals play so good against good ball clubs? I mean, that bodes well, right, for the rest of the season and then into October. Is gear up. I would love to talk to a sports psychologist about that. I would think the obvious reason is, right, you're playing a good team. You got to be focused. You got to be sharp. Maybe there's a little bit of a mental letdown against the teams that aren't as good, but all season long, the better the competition, the better this ball club plays.
Very impressive. Winning home record, road, East, Central, West, Interleague. Every category looks pretty good.
Northeast, Southwest, all of it.
Canada.
Oh yeah, there was some Canadian raking against the Blue Jays. Tyler Moore.
Yeah. It's North America's team this year.
It is.
2-2 pitch. That one bounces. And that hurt Yadier Molina. The runners move up. And Molina just took a shot.
That might have been the worst fastball I've seen all year. I mean, you'll see guys spike off speed, sliders, changeups, curveballs. But that was a 50-foot fastball. Watch this. That's a heater, folks. Right into the ground. Good take by Ryan Zimmerman.
Got Molina right near the top of that knee guard.
I mean, you can't even see it bounce in the frame on my monitor. Cardinals taking a beating tonight.
So the runners move up to second and third. Ryan Zimmerman's been sitting on 67 RBIs for a while. And that'll be it. Nats will pick up a couple of runs. And as we go to break, watch this one. you would say, "Be still, my harp." Like the sound of that beat, don't you? The way the Nats are hitting the ball tonight, the way Edwin Jackson's pitching, 86 pitches and 6 shutout innings. Inside the numbers with SunTrust, 290 opponents hit against Edwin Jackson last year, and he ended up pitching in the World Series. And that .059 difference, the best in all of baseball. This is a staff that is hard to hit. Detweiler 239, Gio 214, Jackson's 235, Strasburg 230, Jordan Zimmerman 248.
He did a fine job last night against the Fish.
And you know what they might be talking about if the Nats go ahead and win this game tonight? Your so-called numbers 5 and then 4 starters being the stoppers, not the 1, 2, 3 guys.
Yeah, but I've said this a million times this year, Kurt. You can't put numbers on these guys.
I know where you're going with that, but that's, you know, when you look at the staff, I mean, who's 1, who's 5? That's why I said so-called.
Yeah.
Because that's just the way they lined up at the start of the season. And a 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed by David Freese, who has walked and grounded out tonight. And Freese stays alive, just barely getting a piece of that one. Edwin, 1 strike away from a double figure case for the 2nd time this year. That'll be a comebacker. He can't reach it, but Espinosa's there. And the outs just keep on coming. Edwin hasn't given up a hit since the 4th inning, retiring 8 in a row. And the countdown is on. In less than a month, Dierks Bentley will be here. I guess that would be 3 weeks from this Saturday. 105 game against Milwaukee. Free post-game Dierks Bentley concert. Tickets start at $10. Nationals.com/concerts. Some restrictions apply. That's a strike to Schumacher. If Edwin doesn't get another strikeout tonight, he'd be very happy with that.
Can you imagine the madness that would ensue if there was a concert after a game if the Nats clinched a playoff berth? That'd be a little bit of fun in this park, huh?
Yep. Dirks would have to pull out some of the celebration songs. That's a strike, and it's 1-2 to Schumacher.
Long way to go, but still fun to think about. And if you're scared to think about it, you shouldn't be.
One and two to Schumacher. Pardon me, 2-2 now. And there's Daniel Descalso on deck, who came on to replace Rafael Furcal.
Michael Gonzalez grabbing the ball in the Nats bullpen.
Edwin is 2 pitches away from 100. 107 last time out. His season high is 111. Amazing that complete game he threw against Cincinnati back in April, only threw 92 pitches. But a lot more on the strikeout side tonight. Schumacher up the middle, one hopper. Ian Desmond turns and fires, making a rather difficult play look pretty simple. 2 outs.
It's showing off the hose right there. A little arm strength from Ian Desmond. I just marvel at how effortless his arm is. And look at this, just nice and easy. And look how hard he throws this. Bam, right on the money. LaRoche having to reach up for it. Not a lot of effort involved when he throws a baseball.
Michael Gonzalez continues to throw. Daniel Descalso is the hitter. 25-year-old infielder from same high school of an old buddy of yours, St. Francis in Mountain View, California. The one and only Eric Burns.
He doesn't need any airtime. You don't have to say his name. He's on everything.
I'm doing it for me, so he takes us back to his golf course out there next year. Descalso went to UC Davis. .264 in his major league debut for a full season last year, 148 games. He's a utility guy who can play just about anywhere. Edwin Jackson has gone 6 innings or more 15 times this year. 7 or more 9 times. And that's a check swing that barely got contact, and the count's 2-2 now, trying to get this game to the 7th inning stretch. And a fly ball to center, pretty well hit. Bryce Harper drifting and now running, and he will get there about 385 feet away. Nats haven't been required to play too much defense tonight the way Edwin's pitching, but that's a gem by Bryce.
one more time. I'm going to show you why he made that play. As a center fielder, the number one thing you have to do is be ready for the baseball. But when you're going a long way for the ball, you have to keep your head still. How do you do that? You run on your toes, the balls of your feet. If that head starts bouncing, all of a sudden the ball is moving all over the place. And look how still Bryce Harper's head is throughout the whole process as he went a long way to make the play. Watch the head. Pretty still right there, right? If you get that bobblehead thing going after a baseball, now all of a sudden the ball's jumping all over. And that's when you reach for it, it's not there. Pretty good run and play for a guy that hasn't played the outfield very long.
Well, you can't teach instinct. Brian Anderson will give Yadier Molina the rest of the night off. And the Cardinals will have a new pitcher as well. That'll be the right-hander we talked about earlier, Lance Lynn, who was so great for the first 4 months of the season as a starter. Now working out of the bullpen, 144 strikeouts in 146 innings. Well, Christina, interesting weekend playing a team that's in a pennant race. They're the defending champs. And what's up with the Nats?
Well, Bob, you guys were just talking about looking ahead, not something that the team really wants to do a lot, but it is kind of an exciting thought. And I talked to bench coach Randy Knorr about how excited he is for the month of September for the Nationals. He said, you know, it's going to be very competitive with a young rotation. Really, Gio and Edwin Jackson are the only guys that have pitched 200 innings. The others haven't. So we have to push them along and take care of them as we go. And guys like Bryce Harper haven't played through September either. So he said we got to keep an eye on him. It's going to be competitive but fun. It's a very exciting time of year, and Randy Knorr is all smiles when he thinks about it and talks about it.
That's good stuff. I don't think once you get into the middle of September, maybe the second week, you have to worry about anybody, because that's when adrenaline simply takes over. A lot of teams hitting the wall, but if you're in a pennant race, especially at home, I mean, that's why this ballpark's got to be a zoo here for the rest of the season. I mean, wear your red, fill it up, get out here. I mean, you, the fans, are the adrenaline shot that these guys need down the stretch. Trust me, they feed off that.
Not a big crowd tonight, but a very lively one. They've had their share of action, 23,269. And we would expect the weekend crowds to be 30,000 plus. 1 ball and 1 strike to Michael Morse, and Lance Lynn throws it by him upstairs.
That's a fastball from Lynn. It'll run about 93 miles an hour. He's got a slider, curve, and change to go with it. Pretty much fastball, curve to righties, an occasional slider.
We're told a right elbow strain is what took Rafael Furcal out of this game. And Morse taking one close, a little bit low, 2-2. Nationals have never faced Lance Lynn, who last year pitched in only 18 games, couple of starts. The Nats did not see him. We don't see much of the teams from the Central. But a big dose of St. Louis this month and next. September will feature the Dodgers coming here for the first time. Nats saw them in April. The Cubs are next. The Nats opened the season at Chicago.
Dodger, Marlin, Philly Sox.
Yep. Michael Morse waiting for that one, and it's up the middle for a base hit. And that's number 11 for the Nats tonight. Michael's on base for the 3rd time. That'll bring in Adam LaRoche for 2 with the sacrifice fly. And way inside. And then he goes to the other side, 2-0. Ian Desmond's had a good night, couple of hits, legging out an infield hit last time. And LaRoche will take a 3-0 pitch that misses, and now the Nats are building another inning. They have only gone in order once tonight. That was Espinosa, Flores, and Jackson in the fourth. Other than that, Davy Johnson offense has been putting pressure on the St. Louis staff all night long.
Long way to go in this game, long way to go in this series, but you can only imagine what's going through the St. Louis Cardinals' mind right now. A group that hasn't seen the Nationals, except for maybe highlights this year, all of a sudden probably getting a feel of why they're in first place.
Yeah, I think what they're seeing tonight is very solid. It's very Nationals-like, starting with great pitching, opportunistic hitting, good defense. Even by the crowd. Good fielding crowd. Nats trying to improve their home record to 37-24 and trying to make it 20-8 against the Central. No way for Ian to reach that breaking ball, and the count's 0-2.
Well, as a hitter, that's how you set a trap. You look like that on one slider, then you think about maybe sitting on it the next pitch and driving it the other way. That is called trap setting 101. The only question as a hitter is he going to go right back to it, or is he going to come in first and then go back to it?
He comes in first and misses 1-2.
Yeah, probably go right back to that slider away, and this is where as a hitter you're thinking, okay, he's going back out there again. I'm going to dive out and slap this to right. It's the thought process that goes on when you're standing in the box.
And then he goes down and in again to get that strikeout. First out here in the seventh. Gonna bring in Danny Espinosa.
And he's thinking like we're thinking. He's going back to that slider away and drops the two-seamer at 95 on his hands. And that's why you strike out. I mean, that's how you think as a hitter. And sometimes, I know I did it my whole career, you think too much. The good hitters see ball, hit ball with some sort of game plan. Keep it simple.
Danny tonight base hit up the middle last time. So he bats left-handed for the first time. Handle in, misses away. Danny Espinosa, left-handed, .227 on the year. Batting average has been hanging in at the .250 mark or thereabouts lately. And you'll take that with the power and the defense he brings.
Drew Storn's mom is tweeting right now.
Oh, yeah?
Lance Lynn and Drew went 35-0 in 2005 and won the Indiana High School Baseball Championship with Brownsburg.
Yeah, I noticed he was from Marion County, Indiana. Brownsburg, Indiana High School.
Yeah, Drew Storn and this guy on your staff, you better go 35-0. Who's going to get a hit off those two? Lynn throws 95, and then Drew comes in out of the bullpen throwing 96. Good luck.
Lynn was the 05 Gatorade High School Player of the Year in the Hoosier State. Originally drafted by Seattle, and then went to Ole Miss. St. Louis drafted him in the supplemental first round, 39th overall player taken in 08.
Hey, we go deep here. We don't follow just players. We follow their moms, too.
Yeah. That's low.
I'm sure.
And now the Nats are going deep into the counts in this inning.
I'm sure Pam is watching tonight. Always proud of her son, but I guarantee you she was extra proud of Punk last night when he got out of that second and third nobody out jam.
Maybe the Storen-Stanton matchup last night, the bullpen matchup of the year.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Just maybe. And a 3-1 to Danny Espinosa, who takes a big time cut. And the count's 3-2 with a 1 out. Nats on top 6-0. They've out hit the Cardinals 11-3.
That bunch down there in that cage in right field might be the funniest group I've ever been around. They know how to have fun. And they get the job done, too.
Do they know we're talking about them?
They're looking at the monitor in the bullpen right now. Oh, goodness.
Bases are loaded with one out.
They make me laugh every single day.
That'll bring in Jesus Flores, who got a big hit last time up. He loaded the bases in the sixth with nobody out, and it led to 2 Washington runs on the Worth Fielder's Choice grounder, and then the Bryce Harper 2-out hit.
Cam just tweeted, "I'm famous, thanks, FP." You are, and so is your son.
So Jesus handling Jackson beautifully tonight. Made some great picks on breaking balls in the dirt that Edwin's been throwing while ahead in the count. And he's 1 for 3 with a run scored. It's a pretty good night for a catcher. And he takes one off the plate inside. Boy, if you put a time of possession clock on this game, the Nats offense has probably had St. Louis on defense at least 2/3 of this game.
Yeah, ball control has been key tonight for the Nats.
Yep. Flores will look at a fastball that catches the inside edge, and the count's even 1-1. And by the way, Edwin Jackson is on deck. There's our base running bunch. Moore with a base, Morse with a base hit, LaRoche a walk, and then another one after Desmond strike out to Danny Espinosa. Flores, and that ball was almost a backup breaking ball that caught his left sleeve. Almost.
Did he get him on the sleeve? Let's check it out. Not close.
Just enough bite to keep it away. And we'll see if Flores is sitting on something here on 2-1. You know, Lance Lynn doesn't want to go to ball 3 here. Flores will bounce it deep short. Perfectly placed. 2 runs will score. The Nationals lead 8-0. And Jesus Flores picks up RBIs number 23 and 24.
What a big night for Jesus Flores, a guy that carried the majority of the load catching for the Nationals all year. We watched him get beat up for about 3.5 months. Kurt Suzuki comes in, he's the starter. Jesus Flores gets a spot start tonight. And you'd love to see him rewarded with a couple of hits. 2 for 4 now with 2 RBIs. And we said his swing looked good on the first 2 times up. Flew out to center. Now he's got 2 knocks to show. And everybody in that dugout happy for Jesus Flores.
Still only 1 out. Edwin Jackson 0 for 3 tonight. He'll go up hacking again. So it looks like Davey will send him out for the 8th inning. He's gone 8 or more 3 times this year. And at the start of a 4-game series and a long homestand, what a freshener for the bullpen this is.
4 ABs for a starting pitcher is a great thing.
It's a rare thing these days. That's a fastball that'll strike him out. 2 down. Let's have a look at our Nissan pitch track.
You know you're having a good night when you take 3 strikes, walk to the bench, and you get a standing ovation walking back to your own dugout.
Get to Nissan Summer Saving Days. Bonus cash ends September 4th. Another at bat for Jason Worth, who tonight is 2 for 3 with a couple of RBIs and 3 runs scored. 2 nights ago in Miami, Nats couldn't buy a hit. Every ground ball they hit found a hole. It's the other way around right now. Not to mention the home runs, Worth and Harper tonight. So that's $400 more to the Children's National Medical Center thanks to our Washington area Lexus dealers. And a breaking ball taken. It's 1-1.
Be careful right here. Guy feeling good at the plate tonight, having a big night. Short, compact swing working, seeing the ball big. Hitters count. Gets a heater right here. It could be loud.
Got in on his trademark, broke his bat, and that'll be it for the Nats. But they pick up 2 more in the 7th. And into the 8th inning, Edwin Jackson still pitching in an 8-0 game. Brought to you by Dodge. Go to Dodge.com or visit your local Dodge dealer this weekend. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Well, a lot of possibilities for the Nats on this homestand. It's off to a great start. 6 more outs to get. Edwin's out there to try to get at least 3 of them. He'll face the catcher Anderson and then the top of the order for the Cardinals here in the 8th inning. Don't forget, whenever you're out of this area and you want to catch the Nats, check out MLB.tv. Every remaining game live online on your favorite connected devices in HD quality. To order and for more details, Nationals.com, MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Top of the 8th. A couple of long innings to start with. The 7th took a while, but some economical ones in between, giving Edwin Jackson game longevity tonight. This is catcher Brian Anderson, 25-year-old backup. And a line drive over the head of Adam LaRoche in his first at bat at the major league level this year. And for the Cardinals, their first extra base hit.
Well, that'll probably get Jimmy Lett on the phone. He's standing by it right now. Nice swing. And fastball middle in, short and compact. Good extension, good balance. That's a quick bat.
Hit 284 and 35 at bats in his big league debut a couple of years ago. Jimmy Lett waiting for that thing to ring.
Jimmy Lett and his best friend. Bullpen phone. Almost a bullpen cell phone. It'll only be a minute before they have those too.
Yeah, there still are phones that have cables attached. We call them landlines.
Yeah, that's why I said cell phone. When do you ever say just phone anymore?
Yeah. So that breaks a string of 10 consecutive batters retired by Edwin, going back to Schumacher's base hit in the 4th inning that sent Yadier Molina to 3rd, but he was stranded there. Top of the order now, John Jay 0 for 3, and the count's 1-1. Do your kids answer their phone when you call? Actually, or do you have to text them?
No, actually they do.
Oh, wow.
They're good about that.
Usually texting the only way to get an immediate response. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jay.
But nobody else does.
Can't blame these guys for having a hard time getting together. There's been only one other runner that's made it to second base tonight. Jackson to Jay on a 1-1 count, and that's inside. Michael Gonzalez was up and throwing last inning. There's the phone call. Who's going to get up? That's a pretty good location right there, right on the inside corner. By the way, Drew Storen's the guy who just popped up, in case Mom was wondering.
Good pitch on the black, gets the call.
Just threw his first toss, and a 2-2 coming now. Zimmerman, funny catch on a lot of spin, and he just floats a horrible throw that'll go into the seats, and the St. Louis Cardinals will break a 28-inning scoreless streak. Ryan Zimmerman's 11th error of the year, 74th by the Nats. And Anderson scores easily.
Might have rushed it just a hair. Got the hard part out of the way on a slicing ground ball. So you're in between backhand. You field it forehand. And look at the feet. Not underneath him when he makes the throw. And
whoa.
Yeah, whoa. That one wasn't near. Just took a little off it. Tried to ease it over to first. And that might be the end of the night for Edwin Jackson. This could be a stall piece right here by Jesus Flores, Ian Desmond, to give Drew Storen a couple of more pitches before Davey Johnson comes out of the Nationals bullpen. But you would think that Edwin Jackson would get some kind of ovation here tonight for the effort he put forth in front of the home fans. Great job tonight by Edwin.
So St. Louis just broke its longest scoreless streak in 17 years with that play. It's not Davey Johnson, it's Steve McCatty. Carlos Beltran, the hitter. It's 8-1.
Davey Johnson, Steve McCatty, and everybody in that Nationals dugout knows that this isn't a team you mess with. Even though you have a 7-run lead, you got a guy like Drew Storen up. That'll tell you what they think about the Cardinals offense.
Carlos Beltran is 1 for 3 tonight.
So Drew for Matt Holliday probably.
Well, Stanton one night, Holliday the next. Bring him on, right?
Yeah. It's the big leagues.
Edwin Jackson still able to slip one by. 83 against Beltran here in the 8th inning. Davey Johnson normally doesn't let his young guys go this long, but Edwin's at 112 pitches, and that is a new season most for him. He's gone 111 twice prior to this.
Edwin, the salty veteran, at what, age 27?
He's the old man. Well, he's 28.
28.
He'll be 29 in about 11 days. And Beltran will pop it up on a play left side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Adam Wainwright and Gio Gonzalez tomorrow night in a marquee matchup. Jordan Zimmerman, Kyle Loesch on Saturday. Steven Strasburg makes his return on Sunday against Jake Westbrook. What some really good matchups in this series. Beltran reaching, and he fouls one back. And a 1-2 way upstairs.
He's gassed right now, on fumes. 116 pitches. Whatever he's got left in the tank right here for out number 1 in the 8th.
And a 2-2. Beltran strikes out. That's number 10. And we'll see if that's it.
Yeah, fastball 92 up in the zone. Beltran chases, and Jackson gets the strikeout.
Second double-digit strikeout game of the year. 7th time in his big league career. His career high is 13. Matt Holliday 1 for 3 with an infield hit tonight, 2 strikeouts. Jackson's been pounding him right on his hands all night long. Holliday that time with a pitch away, and he fouls it right side.
Maybe you go to that slider again. Down in the zone, which you've gotten Holliday with a couple of times tonight. He's showing you that he'll chase.
That one to the right side. Espinosa takes care of it for the second out. That ground ball will make that run unearned. Would have been the 3rd out of the inning. And it'll be Alan Craig facing Edwin Jackson here at the tail end of the 8th inning. Craig tonight 0 for 3, couple of ground balls after a strikeout. Edwin trying to go 8 or more for the 4th time this year. And with the runner at 3rd, he'll go off the full windup and throw it up and in.
It's number 121 right there for Edwin Jackson.
Wow.
77 strikes, 44 balls.
So we'll check that out when he takes the mound next week against the Cubs. And late for that one, Alan Craig, and the count's even 1-1.
Pitch number 122, 95 miles an hour.
And a ball lifted out to right center. Jason Worth has it coming back to him, and he grabs it. Edwin Jackson battles his way for 24 outs tonight and does not give up an earned run, leading 8-1, and he'll get a very nice reception, as he should.
Bryce Harper having another big night tonight. Back-to-back nights for the rookie. 2 jacks last night in Miami. We called him Miami Bryce, but tonight some solid at-bats. A missile first time up. That made it 2-0 in a heartbeat. Bottom of the first, and just missed a second home run right here. Jaime Garcia giving it a quick look. John Jay making a nice play in center field up against the fence. And this is the at-bat that we like. The changeup down the way. Bryce stayed on it nice. So some good at-bats tonight. Once again from Bryce Harper, and everybody in the dugout approves. Yeah, get that guy hot. Ride him all the way to October.
St. Louis will give some guys the rest of the night off, like Matt Holliday. As the Nats come up at the bottom of the 8th inning, Shane Robinson will take over in left. Alan Craig will go from first base to right field, and Carlos Beltran will get the rest of the night off. And we mentioned they have 3 catchers, but one of them, Tony Cruz, can also play first base. And then the new pitcher will be the former Marlin, who the Nats know pretty well. Former Padre as well, Edward Mujica, who came to St. Louis in a deal back in July, and that ball is stung to left end. Robinson right there. Bryce Harper, 5 pretty good at bats tonight, to say the least.
Another balanced swing, letting it get deep. It's fun to watch that swing. And all of a sudden, head is still, not jumping, and he's covering the outer half. Soft and hard on the outer half. All of a sudden is on the barrel for Bryce. And that's how you bring the pitches closer to you and pull them out of the yard.
Well, I think one of the things that's so important about what Bryce has done, and this is Mujica, who's always been a good late inning setup guy for the Padres and for the Fish. Bottom line is, FP, that a very young player has made some serious adjustments after a pretty rough month, and now is poised to end the season really well. I mean, he was really struggling.
Obviously, this is simplifying it, but you know, as a former hitting coach, I always used to say guys that can hit. And it's that simple. So you never panic when they don't. You know, born hitters are going to do their thing. That's why when Ryan Zimmerman had the bad shoulder earlier in the season, a lot of people panicking. He can hit. Guys that can hit. It just doesn't end all of a sudden out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Someone doesn't magically come down and take your bat away from you and your stance and your approach and your eye at the plate. So when a guy like Bryce Harper, who's hit all his life at every level, has a little scuffle, hey, that's baseball. That's all that is. Guys that can hit. It's that simple.
Three balls and a strike to Ryan Zimmerman, who's 1 for 4 tonight. He'll take the off-speed pitch, and he's aboard with 1 out. Cardinals have given the Nationals 5 walks tonight during this copyrighted telecast, which is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals.
Favorite part of the show every night.
I live for it.
Love it. Nobody can read that disclaimer like you, by the way, partner.
Yeah, it takes years and years of developing that disclaimer style. Off one fielder, past another, and Michael Morse looks like he has his 3rd base hit of the night. He'll be on for the 4th time.
And another base hit getting through that hole. How many Nationals hits have been through that 5.5 hole on the left side of the infield tonight? We're wearing out that hole between short and third.
13 hits by the Nationals tonight.
And all 13 in the 5.5 hole.
Well, I remember a couple in bullpens.
Yeah. 2 in the bullpens, the rest between short and third.
Adam LaRoche, 0 for 2, sacrifice fly, RBI number 79, and a walk. Michael Gonzalez for the 9th. Nats will be up by at least 7.
Want some more good news when you just can't stand anymore?
Hit me with it.
John Lannon just finished his 2nd consecutive complete game shutout and has 20 consecutive scoreless innings.
That's great.
10 strikeouts tonight.
Very nice. John Lannon will be a name talked about quite a bit this season, no matter what September brings, because he will forever be known as the man who totally turned around what could have been a really ugly weekend against the Atlanta Braves, a weekend that could have put Atlanta in first place. The Nats lead was down to a game and a half when John beat them in the 2nd leg of that doubleheader, and the Braves, after losing to the Nats the next day, haven't been close since.
A couple turning points of the season. I think that's definitely one. The other one I'd like to point to is that sweep in Boston.
Ground ball to first. Cruz. And then the pitcher gets it back on a 3-6-1. Mujica there to finish it off. And that'll do it for the Nats offensively tonight. They should have enough to hold on to this one, leading by 7 into the 9th.
For the ninth, 8-1 Nationals, just like we promised earlier in the game. It's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. How about giving Jesus Flores some love? A spot start tonight. Kurt Suzuki getting the majority of the load for the Nationals lately, and a guy that's done a great job behind the plate all year. Teammates digging it. Way to go, Flo. A couple of knocks tonight, 2 RBIs. Jesus Flores having a big night.
Well, here we go. Michael Gonzalez facing Shane Robinson, the left fielder. Came in on the double switch. Michael Gonzalez, left-handed stalwart from the bullpen this year. The Nats have such good balance out there with 3 lefties. Shane Robinson at 264, 80 ball games, 144 at bats, couple of home runs and 14 RBIs. So Mike Matheny in a blowout type game, giving his guys any kind of rest he can. And now Gonzalez goes 3-0 to the 27-year-old rookie from Tampa. Went to the same high school as Lou Piniella, Brad Radke, Jason Michaels, who was at spring training with the Nats, and Dave Magadan, Tampa Jesuit High School. In the air to center, Bryce Harper under this one. When this one is over, Johnny and Ray, Nats Extra postgame show. It is presented by W.B. Mason. Pardon me, Johnny's not here. Byron is with Ray. Johnny Holiday will be back tomorrow.
In an 8-1 ball game with ESPN Radio doing this game.
What do you think they're talking about?
MLB channel doing this game. I set the over-under at 3.5 innings of Strasburg talk. Would you take the over or the under?
3.5 innings?
Yeah.
I take the over. Line drive, Ian Desmond, 2 outs. So Michael Gonzalez appearing in a ball game for almost the first time in a week, trying to put an end to this one. And the Nats cruising now to a second consecutive win. This would be number 79 on the year. And a very decisive way to start a weekend series against a really good ball club. Skip Schumacher 1 for 3, taking on Gonzalez here. And a bouncer left side. Ian Desmond on the run. Nationals win it. Ball game taking right at 3 hours. It's a combined 4-hitter with no earned runs given up tonight.
You could talk about 8 runs and 13 hits all you want. Bryce Harper had a big night, but Edwin Jackson came out right from the get-go, had his A stuff going, set the tone in the top of the first inning. Big outing for number 33.
St. Louis leaves 6 runners tonight. The Nats strand 9 all over the bases tonight, and good pitching to match it up more from Nationals Park ahead.